Hey, what's up everyone? Ryan here, and I'm back with another PGA Tour 2K25 Career Mode Series video. And today, it is time for the first major tournament of Ryan Gamer's rookie season on the PGA Tour. Our first career major is the Legends Championship. This is the game's equivalent of the Masters. Unfortunately, PGA 2K does not have the license for the Masters or Augusta National, so the first major on PGA 2K25 is the Legends Championship at Lone Grove Golf Course. So this will be a 4-round tournament, and Ryan Gamer is coming off a second place finish on an electric final round at the Valero Texas Open. Before that, we got a win at the Shriners Children's Open. So we've been playing great golf recently, but it's going to be tough. The competition is going to be tough. So in order to win this week, we got to play smart golf, we got to play focus golf, and we have to execute on every shot. Got to try our best to keep this tournament bogey free. If we can do that, I believe we'll be in contention on Sunday to win this tournament. So of course, it will be 4 rounds. Round 1 will be in today's video, along with practice and also the training session. So I will have timestamps for you all in the video description below. So feel free to go ahead and jump to round number 1 if you want to skip past training and practice. But we're going to start off focusing on putting, because I need to dial in my putting stroke today. So we're going to dive right into putting practice here. It's the training session that I feel like I always need each and every week. So we're going to do dial it in to improve our putt rate, putt weight, putt rhythm, and putt path. My favorite one. So let's go ahead and do this one. Make 13 putts is going to be a tough one. Now, this is a little bit different than the one we had in the last episode that we did putting. So this one I actually like a lot better. This is when you actually go in to make the putts instead of just trying to get it as close as you can. I feel like this gets you a little bit ready. One thing I do wish is that these training sessions were on the actual course that you're going to be playing that week. I know the practice round is, of course, but it would be nice if this was as well, just so you got used to the greens, right? And if y'all get some enjoyment, drop a like. It really helps the channel. Subscribe for more, and there is plenty more content to tune into here on the channel. Yeah, these are 97 green speeds, 97 feet. These are the slowest green speeds you can get. So this is not, it's going to help our putting stroke, and that's what we're focused on. But it's not going to help us at Lone Grove Golf Course. It will be interesting to see if we have fast greens. We had 151 green speeds last week and the week before. Played quick, and honestly, I would be okay with that. I don't mind faster greens. I feel like I play better on quicker greens than slower. So we made 3 so far. We have 15 putts, so we can only miss 2. So it's going to change. So it's left to right and then right to left. So Jerry, for this practice session, must have went out and put water all over the greens, right? Turned a sprinkler on to slow down the greens. I don't know why. Maybe Jerry's anticipating rain at Lone Grove Golf Course. Okay, that was close. Settle down, Ryan. This is a great drill, though. Like, this is exactly what I want to work on. Rhythm and transition. Overhit there, and we missed 2 already. This is the worst part of my game. I'm not talking about reading putts, but actually hitting the right rhythm and transition. This is when it gets tough. We have to make the rest of these. It's right to left, left to right, then right to left. I'm going to go outside right edge. Wow, so close. You know, without the overswing and fast rhythm, it might have been in. We really need that 7 boost this week. Get in, get in. We can't get the 7 boost, but we got the 4 boost, right? Which is still fine. It's not perfect, right? But do we ever have perfect training sessions or practice rounds? No. I'll answer that question for you. Maybe once, right? We're in week 15. This is the week 15 tournament here, the first major. And maybe once we've had a perfect practice, perfect training and perfect practice round. We kind of fell apart towards the end, but we already completed our goal, and it was impossible to get the rest of them. I was still trying to work on my putting stroke, but yeah, it was still off. But hey, focus up here in the practice round, okay? That's what we're going to do. When you know, you're like, you talking to us, Ryan? You talking about yourself. I'm talking about me I'm talking about the virtual athlete Ryan Gamer, and I'm talking about the caddy Jerry. This practice round is not going to be treated like a true practice round. We're going to treat this like this is the actual tournament. We're going to try to recreate that major atmosphere. Now, we got increased experience boost. We got +4 putt weight and +4 putt rhythm. We do not have the increased putt path because, because obviously we didn't complete the third tier there. So it's unfortunate. We haven't completed the third tier in quite some time. I think we did last week, though. I could be wrong, but I think we did. But here we go. It is time for the practice round at Lone Grove Golf Course here, a course that was inspired by Augusta National. It's not as hard as Augusta National, not even close. We got to do the par 3 contest. Finish with a score of 3 under or better. I'm doing it. You got to do the par 3 contest, right? I think we have to. So here we go. It says be a part of the cherished tradition at the Legends Championship. See, they're very closely, the Legends, the Masters, right? Very closely resembling it, right? Even though the course does not. It's not even close to Augusta National, right? Not even close in difficulty. It's, historically speaking, I play really well here. One of my best scored courses in PGA 2K23. But it definitely does have Augusta National vibes, right? The course very much. Go in. If we ace that, it would have been a disappointing ace, right? Because it's not practice, though. It's the par 3 contest, so never mind. But it's a par 3 contest that we're competing against ourselves, right? I don't think there's anybody else. I pulled it barely. I think I misread it anyways. Okay, we need birdies, though. It's not going to help us. Gotta get to 3 under here. Kind of a steep challenge, because I think it's 2 under for the practice round. This is going to help us, though. Oh, this hole. I think this is the hardest hole in the course. It's got to be a nice little draw here. A long par 3, 247 yards up the hill. I've got an ace on this hole before. Not in this game, in 2K23. Imagine if that goes in. We are dialed in right now in the par 3s. One thing I will say, Jerry the caddy, he has been studying this golf course for like the past 8 weeks. Jerry's main focus this year, I know he's been focusing on each tournament, but his main focus, his extra time has been spent studying Lone Grove Golf Course, right? So hopefully that extra time here at Lone Grove pays off. He's been giving Ryan a caddy book every single week here, leading up to this tournament. Hasn't helped on the greens. What are the green speeds? I haven't even paid attention. 170s? Oh, no. 170s, you say? Is the actual round going to play like this? I'm still predicting 151s, but I could be wrong. Okay, so 200 yards here, uphill 12. This is a very tough challenge. Why did we choose the par 3 challenge? Because, like, it's choosing tough holes and wow. Good practice, though. I'm going to fade this, hit it a little bit shallow. Okay, we're hitting the ball well, though. Hitting the ball really well. Yeah, I mean, that's 3 greens hit, 3 birdie putts. We haven't made any yet, but let's change that right here. Because remember, we have to hit at least 1 birdie. We're not going to get to 3 under unless we birdie this and ace the last one, right? Possible. 16 feet, downhill 2 inches. Since they were going to have the par 3 contest here, why didn't they just make it a separate event? 9 holes, you know? Why didn't they just make a par 3 contest, like a separate par 3 course, and just do a tournament, you know? because this is not a par 3 contest. This is a par 3 challenge. Perfect putting stroke minus transition. Just misread. Misread the end. We just can't buy one. Get it out in the practice rounds, though, right? Our shots into the green are really good, though. So that's a good sign. We need those +4 attributes, though. We have at least +2, right? To get us +4 if we can birdie this. We have a backboard we can use here. 145, uphill 16. I like the default 9-iron with this wind. Draw it a bit into the wind as well. Yeah, I mean, swing is on. We just got to keep it there for 72 holes this week, right? It's beautiful. Come on, Ryan. This is a massive putt for the week. This is not the biggest putt of the week. That'll be in the actual rounds, right? But this is huge. 12 feet, uphill 3 inches to activate the second tier. Get +4 to all attributes. Get in. Come on. That is huge. I know it's not 3 under, but honestly, we could have got 3 under. We were dialed in. We almost had a... would you call that almost had a couple aces? I don't know. I don't know. They were close. I think an almost ace, though, has to be like hit the pin or lip out, right? Still, we were right on. They were near aces. Maybe go with that. Not almost aces. I don't know. They were close. Let's go with that. +4, all attributes. That is huge, everybody. Come on. I am fired up here. Our first major tournament, everybody. Oh, boy. Round number 1 of the Legends Championship, a.k.a. the Masters here. Not at Augusta National in this game. It's going to be at Lone Grove Golf Course. But before we dive into the tournament, let's make sure the difficulty has been set right. Make sure that there's been no changes in it. So 4 rounds per event, full round for the major tournament, of course. Difficulty is still at 89. We didn't win last week, so if we would have won, we would have moved it up to 90. We're still at 89, which honestly has been a really good difficulty so far. You honestly just never know how the AI is going to play, right? Sometimes they play awesome, sometimes they struggle. They played great at Valero Texas Open last week, and we did not first round, but we came back, right? So difficulty is set. Is the rival set? Yes. No, we have not. So Tom Kim is our rival here for our first major tournament here. The Legends Championship, everybody. Thursday round number 1. Let's get fired up. Let's play focus golf. Maybe no live stories this week. It's 4 rounds. We got to play focus golf. Let's not bogey. What conditions? Firm and fast. Okay. So it's either going to be 151 or it's going to be 171s. We just played 171 green speeds. I would rather probably 171 since I'm used to that. But if it's 151s, I think we'll be just fine. Let's do this, everybody. Come on.
2K Sports and the PGA Tour are thrilled to bring you the dramatic season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Round 1 of the Legends Championship is about to begin. It looks like a great day out there. Hi, everyone. I'm Andrew Catalan, joined by Rich Beam and Luke Elvey. Down on the course, walking with the feature group is Henny Koyak. John McCarthy is with us as well. We've got an amazing day of action on tap. We're going to bring it all to you right here on 2K Sports.
And look at this. We are the first to tee off today, everybody. The early morning first tee time of our first major championship. That's pretty awesome. Let's play some golf.
Let's get down to the first hole. Now let's get to the news of the day. Our featured player has apparently sparked up a rivalry with their playing partner Tom Kim. Henny, am I hearing that right?
You are, Andrew, and I know why you're asking me, because it's astounding that anyone would want to start a rivalry with Tom Kim. He's so talented, he's so nice, he's so fiery.
Well, it's set up to be an exciting duel this week, Henny. Let's see how our featured player does against Tom Kim.
You know, it's not really a rivalry, I wouldn't call it. Ryan Gamer and Tom Kim are just having a friendly competition, but our focus is on winning the major, right? We're going to win the Masters, or keep calling it the Masters, the Legends Championship, right? I was hoping they would build up our first major, but they actually didn't say anything about it being the first major. But it is. Here we go. That's perfection.
This is looking really nice off the tee.
This is my type of course. Fairways are wide open. You miss the fairway, you're really not punished. And it is a very scoreable course when you hit your shots right. If you get fancy, you can get yourself into trouble. So let's not get fancy.
My yardage book, it looks like about 140 yards remain.
Yeah, 142.
Going right to left for him.
Yeah, it's a 13-mile-per-hour wind, everybody. So high winds today here for the first round of our first major. Now, we got to take a screenshot of our first drive in a major tournament, right? I think this has to be a moment we remember. I know you all remember it because you just saw it, right? But so we remember this for the future and the YouTube thumbnail, I'm going to take a couple screenshots here, and we're going to hit this one close. Okay, got some good screenshots. It's time to focus on the golf. We got to remember that moment, right? 142, downhill 12. Wind is blowing a lot right now, so I'm going to fade this right into the wind here. Hit a 9-iron and just hope that this cross tailwind, see how it's to the side, but it's a little bit at our back, but not much. Just hope it doesn't add too much distance here. Good cut. And we're about to see what the green speeds are. We know firm fast, but is it 151s or is it 171s?
A birdie would look really nice on the scorecard. John, your green side, what do you see in this putt?
This is pretty straight. Might move a little bit to the left.
26 feet, uphill 6 inches. John is right. It is not breaking a lot. It's just a little bit from right to left. Going to hit this firm as well. Crushed it.
That one is way too strong.
All that putting practice to hit the first one overswing.
9 feet.
Overswing with increased rhythm.
The putt goes in, and it's a par to open things
That's
up.
the nervous jitters,
Steady
right?
as she goes. Nice start.
Nervous jitters, first major.
Everyone is chasing right now is Xander Schauffele. The second hole is a par 4.
Big sweeping dog leg from right to left. Second
Tell us about
shot
it, Rich.
Plays downhill to a slightly elevated green.
Okay, I was expecting a longer life story from Rich there. 506, downhill 81 feet. Wind is ripping hard from right to left.
Wow, cannot hit it much farther than that.
We got to get lucky. 4. I do not think we hit anybody. It's okay if you miss the fairway here. It really is. Look at Jerry slow clapping there for Ryan. Like, Ryan, you got this. It's all right. I love it. Jerry's locked in, everybody. Hopefully Ryan gets locked in like we were in the practice round. We were hitting the ball so well. 204, downhill 26. We made this hole a lot harder than it needs to be. This downhill is going to add some distance to the shot. I'm going to go, not a punch shot. Normal approach, probably 5-iron. In the light rough, it's going to fly down the hill. I'm just trying to get this one on the green. It's going to come off to the left. The wind's going to blow it a mile.
Got great connection here. Yeah, this is looking good.
We're dancing. Not the dance you want to have, right? Nervous jitters here in the first major, right? Filling them.
And this putt is way out there. Let's see if he can lag this in close.
49 feet, downhill 1 foot. This is going to be tough to get close, right? I'm going to play this at about 33 feet because I always tend to crush them, right? So it's not going to break much at the beginning. Most of the breaks at the end as it slows down, and it's not going to break very much. One time.
This putt starts off nicely. This one looking good. Will it go?
Yes! Get in there! How do you get momentum? How do you get the fans fired up as the #1 player in the world right now, Ryan, the Punisher Gamer? Come on. If that doesn't get you fired up for the round, I don't know what will. This is going to be an electric tournament. You notice Ryan did not celebrate too early either. He has a tendency to do that.
Here's a look at the updated leaderboard. He is in second place, right behind a major champion in Xander Schauffele.
Xander just eagled that hole.
The third hole is a par 3.
Xander just eagled that one?
Down the hill,
You're kidding.
green chases from left to right and front to back.
Makes my putt look not as good. Okay, the eagle hole outs are still on 89 difficulty. It was a thing in 2K23. Good to see them, and clearly Xander's having himself a day, right? 175, downhill 13 feet. Into this wind, I actually like this club. I'm actually going to draw it a bit. 5-iron draw, a little loft. Right at
All
it.
right, we're going with an extra club here.
That's pretty good. Not as good as our practice round
shot right there.
right? But still good.
A putt of 14 feet.
All right, guys, this for 2 birdies in a row.
Okay, Henny, give us a read here.
What do we got, Henny?
Yeah, it's going to bank to the left-hand side, this one.
Yeah, 14 feet, downhill 3. Pretty steady right to lefter here. Gonna be quick, too. Gonna change to this view for a second. Okay, we're good. I mean, the club face was so open that it's going to take off some distance as well. It's just a bad putt anyways.
Before we move on, we take a look at the leaderboard, and he is in second.
Don't worry, Xander parred the next one, right? So he birdied 1, he eagled 2. Tough hole to eagle.
Hole at Lone Grove is a par 5.
Back uphill for your tee shot.
We got Rich.
Down the hill ever so slightly for your second shot. Plenty of room around this green. But in order to make birdie and or eagle, your short game must be spot on.
Well, don't you worry, Rich. Our short game is spot on. Our driving accuracy is not right now. That's been the best part of our game recently.
That was really well played.
Look, Jerry's saying Orion.
Well,
Just like
Beamer,
we
we're
practiced, just like we've been studying. Focus golf, smart golf will win.
Here at the Legends Championship. And for those folks who may not know, what's the significance of these 4 big events on the PGA Tour schedule?
Andrew, it takes your career to a different stratosphere. You're now amongst one of the greats in the game by winning one of these major events.
It's true.
You're added to the history, to the legacy of the game, the prestige, the pride, all of that comes with winning one of these 4 big events on the PGA Tour. It literally is life-changing and can be at times life-defining as well.
Yeah, it really is, and this is a perfect spot for the choked approach. Keep it low underneath the wind here. The wind's still going to grab it, but it's going to be perfect. I love that shot so much.
The wind was howling, but that didn't matter.
Trying to get to 2 under with this putt. Henny, what more can you tell us?
He's got 10 feet here. I think he likes it.
Trying to stay focused. Trying not to get too carried away with life stories or talking during my swings today. 10 feet. Level putt as far as uphill or downhill. It's just moving slightly right to left.
So far, so good.
Get in there.
There's the birdie.
Come on.
We've got a 2-way tie atop the leaderboard. Our featured player is
Xander got a bogey. Okay.
Xander Schauffele.
So the eagle hole out
Like
didn't matter too much.
Your name moving up the leaderboard, never a bad thing.
But as we move to the 5th, it's a par 4.
Fairway tilts quite a bit from left to right. as well, chasing away from you. Second shot back up the slope to a green that runs from left to right. Anything coming up short of this green will find CJ's Creek.
Yeah, they called it CJ's Creek, right, instead of Ray's Creek. You notice Jerry was telling Ryan something here, and what he was saying, don't you dare go in that water. We've studied this creek for years getting ready for this. Do not hit it in that water. That's just what we needed. It wasn't the greatest contact, but it's going to be just fine. A natural fade. All stop ball.
That's a good-looking shot there.
Yes, come on. I'm feeling locked in today. Feeling good.
Stage.
Okay, 98 yards, downhill 4 feet, a perfect normal lob wedge approach shot. We got the wind at our back. Gonna add a little loft here, a little spin to grab it. This downhill slope is gonna add some distance as well. That's very well done. It's got to grab. It should.
Oh, this is some ball striking. Hitting greens in regulation. It's a thing of beauty.
Another green in regulation. This is an absolute clinic.
Always nice to have a birdie putt.
You know, try to keep the strategy. Act like you've been there before, even if you haven't, right? It's our first major, but act like you've been there before. Trying to stay focused, trying to just keep everything locked in. Contain the emotions.
And at the end of that hole, he's gone into clear outright leader.
I should not have talked during my putt there, but I did. We still made it. It's fine, but that very well could have been a miss.
Here at Lone Grove Golf Course, the 6th hole is a par 4 measuring
and we have the early lead.
465 yards, Rich, all the way back there at the tips.
Yeah, no bunkers on this tee shot. Plenty of room to hit it both right and left, but if you miss it wide one direction or another, you're going to find all kinds of troubles with those tall trees. Just that one bunker that fronts the left-hand side of the green here. Again, though, a lot of runoff areas around this green makes that second shot so much more difficult to get it close.
Going to be a week of life stories for Rich. I hope you all are ready for it.
Him, well, it's about 185 yards out.
You're going to hear that same thing every single round, right? By the time you get to the final round, you're going to be pretty upset at Rich, right? We're going to use that energy to birdie. It's going to be our birdie fuel this week. And it's going to be time for me to focus. 185. Uphill 6. 4 iron in hand. A little draw. Nothing fancy here. Draw it into the wind. That's it.
The big old high draw. Impressive, isn't it?
The big old high draw, as Luke calls it. And he called it impressive. Thank you, Luke. That's fine.
Scorecard filled with threes never hurts. Good putt to make this.
Now, I will say, I'll wait
putt.
for Henny.
This is a big old left-to-righter.
Yeah, it is. She loves to say it's a big old left-to-righter, and it is. I mean, 31 feet, so level as far as uphill and downhill, but it's breaking quite a bit from left to right. I do want to say, I can't drink coffee right now because I had dental work, and I can't drink coffee for like 5 hours or something like that. And I'm still in that 5-hour period, unfortunately. So maybe, I mean, I'm doing good without coffee, and usually I have a couple espresso, espresso, I don't know. It's both. But espressos is, I know is the proper way to say it, but yeah. Usually have a couple for major tournaments, but not today. Reset. I'm not feeling it. Focus up. Not talk about coffee. Overswing, barely.
Big putt for
What a
Murray coming
read. It
up.
was good reset, right? To change the setup. The issue was the overswing. Rhythm was a little bit off, but I usually play for a little bit off on rhythm. That was so close.
The leader now has a one-stroke advantage.
Almost missed that. Ryan Gamer 3 under it with the lead. Xander Schauffele in second.
The 7th at Lone Grove is a par 3.
Long par 3 down the hill, bunkers back and front, but leave your tee shot just out to the left as your ball will filter in to the center of the green.
Yeah, so I'm going to draw this. Going to play this just like we did in the par 3 contest, right? A little bit of a draw into that wind. We had a little different wind, though, in that round. Bounce left, get lucky, and it did. We got kind of lucky there, right? We will take it.
That's a pretty good shot right there. All right, let's see if all that practice on the putting green pays off here. Henny, what do you see in this
Andrew
putt?
knows.
I've had a look from both sides. This is a right to lefter.
And it's another one where it's not uphill or downhill, but Andrew pointed out back to Ryan's practice. Andrew must have tuned in to Ryan's practice round this week. 22 feet here, a little bit right to left. It all comes down to distance control, though.
Putt on a good line. This has my attention. That close.
Wow, just a little bit off on the read.
A
It's
short
still a
one
great
left
putt.
for par.
You can't make them all, right?
And after that hole, our featured player is still atop the leaderboard.
I think this is a good sign that the putter is going to be hot, though, because we are right on with these putts.
Let's
Down in
go
rhythm
over
a
to
little
8,
bit.
A par 4.
We're going to be
Slight
dangerous.
dog leg from right to left. Pretty simple driving area, but that second shot is to a green perched above the player with a large runoff on the right-hand side.
Hole number 8 here, 3 under on the day here. It's not a sprint, it is a marathon.
That
It is
really
72 holes.
sounded pure.
Yeah, that was a
Oh,
pure
look
shot.
at this soar through the air.
Are we in choked approach range? I hope we are in this wind.
Sitting at 3 under.
We'll see. 12-mile-per-hour wind. I don't think choked approach is the play. I think we want to fly this with a full steep angle of attack pitching wedge and a little loft. I think that is the way to do this here. I don't think we need the choked approach. I understand you see that shot penalty at the right. We better hit a perfect shot.
Going with pitching wedge here.
That's just fine. Better than fine. Come on.
Tom Kim
Act
watched
like
that
you've been
one
there before,
all the
right?
way. Great approach shot.
Look at
This
that.
player
Jerry
is
giving Ryan a
definitely
fist
upping
pump.
the
Come
pressure
on.
in this rivalry.
And pointed out, that's
Tap
Rhett
in
Gamer, your brother
birdies.
over there. Look
What
at him
a
dancing.
Beautiful sight.
Rhett's always dancing over there. Here we go.
And it drops. That's the 4th birdie of the day. Here's a quick look at the leaderboard, and he has a 1-shot lead. The 9th hole is a chance to be aggressive.
Short par 5, missed the bunkers on the left. Second shot straight back up the hill. Green protected by 3 bunkers, but birdie is easily attainable.
Very much inspired here by number 18th of Augusta National. It's a par 5, though, obviously. At Augusta National, it's a par 4. But this is, and it's hole number 9 instead of 18. But you can tell what this is inspired by. I mean, inspired by. Just got to give ourselves a shot at the green. In this wind, it's going to be tough.
Wow, he's going to like that.
We can't hit it
one.
very far. That's one of the downsides of Ryan being a technician, right? I'm going driver off the deck here. What do we have to lose? I mean, we're still going to give ourselves a good shot to the green. Come on, Ryan. Crush this ball. Let's focus up.
Well, you don't see this all the time. Going with driver from the fairway.
Get lucky. Get lucky. Don't get in the sand. We got a lucky bounce. If that thing bounces into that bunker, it's going to be a nightmare. And now we're left with the very makeable chip shot. 17 yards, uphill 3 feet. We just got to put this up here on this upslope. We're going to spin this quite a bit since we are hitting on the upslope. Going to kick hard right to left.
That is
That's
the
it.
perfect position
That's
to
it.
leave it in.
That was a
Dr.
perfect line.
Chapinski strikes again.
No, because he's
And a
breaking left to right
four-footer
at the end.
A great birdie chance here.
It's not Dr. Chapinski, Rich, unless we make it, right? But it was a good strike.
He makes the putt and extends his lead.
What a front. Bogey free, 5 under. I always play well here at this course. At Augusta National,
As
the
we look at
APGA
the
Tour,
leaderboard, Xander Schauffele
didn't
with a
always play
birdie
well.
on his last hole. He's only 2 back.
And the drama
but the
continues
differences in
as
difficulties
we
can't
come
even
to
be
the
compared,
end of this
right?
final round.
Let's take a look at the opening hole of the second 9 at Lone Grove.
Dog leg from right to left. Tee shot wants to hug the left trees as best possible. No bunkers to be found. However, this green is nasty. Movement everywhere.
This is a bomb.
it was a long journey to win the Masters in EA Sports PGA Tour.
Looks like about a
Ryan Gamer was able to
170-yard
achieve it.
shot
It
required
was electric.
Wind is blowing from
But
right
wow, was
to
it not
left
easy.
here. Wants to work it against the wind.
170. Downhill 3 feet. Wind is blowing 13 miles per hour. It's blowing from right to left, a little bit at our back as well. So I like a 7-iron here. Do a normal fade. Loft it just a bit. Going to come off slightly to the right off the side slope as well. Now that is a perfect strike, everybody. Rhythm was just a bit off, but everything else was perfect.
Really well done. Here's a putt to get to 6 under.
Short game has been absolutely fantastic today.
Henny, tell us about this putt.
Yeah, he's been prowling around this one. It's 11 foot out.
I will say, this is the most nervous I've been for a round this season here on this series. Like, I've been nervous. Going into this round, I was nervous. Practice rounds and here in the actual round. But it's helping me focus up. I'm not losing focus. And I think that's been key. 11 feet, downhill 2 inches, braking pretty significantly from right to left. It's going to be quick, too.
This one should swing back
Can't see
to
it.
the left.
Where is it?
That looked good all the way.
Not a bad effort right there from long range.
Ryan was in
Big
the way.
breaking putt. He just didn't quite read it right, but it'll be an easy par.
Yeah, I misread it.
par putt?
Putting stroke was not great either.
Wow, you hit an approach shot like that and still come away with a par. That is a bummer.
We got the lead, but there's
Quick
plenty of
look
golfers
at the
left to play,
leaderboard,
right?
And it's a 2-shot advantage for our leader.
Hole number 11 is a par 3.
Long par 3 at that, bunkers front and left with a runoff area on the right-hand side. That's the place you want to miss it. That's the place you can get it up and down from.
200 yards, uphill 12 feet. 2-iron in hand. I like it. I like the 2-iron. We have a backboard here. I'm going to draw this just a bit. Now we missed
Looks like
on the
a
same
lovely
side.
little draw there.
Bottom left, top left. That is a much better way to miss. They cancel each other out, and we're going to kind of get
And
lucky.
he's safely on the green.
If you miss, hope you miss in the same direction of
This
equal
putt
magnitude.
is 16 feet to the hole.
It's going to affect your distance, obviously, but the accuracy is going to be pretty good. 16 feet, downhill 2 inches. This is tough because you're looking at a player who overhits it and has a quick rhythm, right? So have to slow it down here. Left to right at the beginning, back right to left at the end. That's it.
That putt seemed to lack the speed it needed.
Clearly. 2
That's a
inches
solid
downhill. We always
And after that
overhit
hole,
it. We didn't
This
there.
player currently holds top spot on the leaderboard.
We got
with
perfect
Xander
transition.
Schauffele in second.
I never would have predicted that, right?
12 hole here at Lone Grove Golf Club, 543 yards, par 5.
Again, no bunkers off the tee shot here, Luke, though, but anything missing out to the right or even far left, you're just going to have all kinds of problems. Second shot down the hill to a green that's surrounded by water in the front, bunkers both left and right. I love this golf course. I love the beauty of it, but I got to say, It is a really difficult course.
Yeah, it's a
Standing over his
difficult
second
course.
shot.
Well, I want to say it's a difficult course because it's not, but it's a difficult hole. Now, I will say this course, if you miss your spots, it is tough. But we've been hitting our spots today. If you hit your spots and don't try to get fancy, you're going to play well here. Now, the difficult part here, due to this wind, we can't get there. So we've got to lay up, which is kind of unfortunate here. It's a very scoreable hole. But driver off the deck is not going to get over. It's going to be right in that creek. Would they call it CJ's Creek? We don't want to be in CJ's Creek, right? I've been in Ray's Creek enough in at Augusta National, so let's not go there. Okay, I really like this shot. I like a pitch shot here. 60-degree wedge into a 14-mile-an-hour wind. It's not going to affect it that much. Run a downslope, going to get a bit more carry, and this pitch shot is going to grab.
Well, that'll work there.
That's perfect. I mean, that was right at it.
Good chance to move to 6 under par here. And he's down there.
What do we got, Henny?
Read?
Straight.
Yeah, it's really tough to see, but it's going to be straight and then just switch left.
Yeah, you like.
She was right, but it was basically straight.
To 6 under.
I got nervous
No movements
when
up or
I went
down
ahead
on
and
the
putted,
leaderboard for
and
this
then she
player.
started saying something else, right?
13th hole is a par 4.
The dog leg from right to left. Big hitters are going to try and cut as much off of CJ's Creek as possible, leaving
Beautiful
themselves
golf
with a
hole.
very short wedge shot to a pretty inviting green, it must be said.
Inviting green. I love to hear that,
Looks to be
Rich.
hitting for the cut stuff.
I'm not afraid of CJ's Creek here, everybody. We're going to put that right down the middle. Just not going to draw it ever towards the creek. Let's take a look at that tee shot again. Like, not to watch the replay, but just the view here. This is gorgeous. What a beautiful golf hole. Like, this looks way better in this game than it did in 2K23. Like, just the planting, everything. That is just absolutely gorgeous right there. That is a beautiful golf hole. It's going to be a lot more beautiful if we can get a birdie, right? But yeah, that's gorgeous. 157, uphill 3 feet, 11 mile per hour in wind, in her face? Wind in her face. Okay, here we go. We'll draw, hit it shallow, de-loft it a bit, go right at it. Gonna come off to the left as well. Come on, wind. Come on, wind. Yep, wind kept grabbing it.
That's
We're
well
dancing
played.
again for
Anything on the
birdie.
green from there was fine.
Have we missed a green today? I do not think we have. Have we missed a fairway? Yeah, we missed the first one.
13-footer coming up here.
Little birdie look in here.
It wouldn't be a Ryan Gamer major tournament without missing the first fairway, right? 13 feet uphill, 1 inch. Just wait till we get to the U.S. Open at Oakmont. Speaking of it, it's U.S. Open week, everybody. Let's go! This video is dropping on Wednesday, so the U.S. Open will be the next day. Hope everybody has a blast watching it. I can't wait to watch Oakmont. It's going to be so fun.
Surely it's going to.
Let's go.
Well, nicely
What a
done.
bird.
Holds the putt for back-to-back birdies.
Back-to-back birdies, moving the right direction there, Luke.
A quick
7
look at
under.
The leaderboard has this player currently in first place.
Xander's playing good too,
Xander
though.
Schauffele in second.
The lead continues to grow. This is simply amazing.
Thank you, Rich. It really is, though. This is what happens when we play
should find the
focused,
bunker.
right? Oh, no. No, no, no.
Never easy playing out of those fairway bunkers.
Did I talk during the swing? Did I say that during the swing, or was that after I hit it? I'm pretty sure I started talking after I hit it. But that was during my swing. Are you kidding me, Ryan? Wake up. This is the most scoreable hole on the course. All right, we've just got to hit like a 9-iron, get it out. Maybe 8-iron. It's embarrassing. It's not an easy tee shot, obviously, but it's a very scoreable golf hole. Driver off the deck, you send it up there, you have a
Nicely
very
done.
simple shot. We made it a lot tougher than it needs to be.
Keep focused on that flag while playing to this elevated green.
You got to shake it off, right? Just like Jerry has told Ryan many weeks leading up to this. Play focused golf. You got to stay focused in the moment. Leave your mistakes in the past. Focus on the present and focus on the future. You can't change the past, right? But you can help shape the future. And that's what we're going to do. 178, uphill 20. I love a full steep angle of attack. Or maybe, how about half? Half and then half loft. Yep, that's the way. Uphill slope as well. It's going to come off to the left. Swing path and contact canceled each other out there. That was not bad.
This is a fairly lengthy putt here. John, have you got a good read on this one?
This putt's going to go uphill, break left to right.
Yeah, it's slide up the hill. Not slide, it's uphill 1 foot. So a bit up the hill and breaking about, I'm going to say a full grid or a grid and a half outside. Oh, that contact was something special. No, that contact was intentional.
A par putt on the table.
You know you misread a putt when your contact is off by 16 degrees and you almost make it. That's when you just wave at the fans, act like you've been there before. Yeah, it's struck that perfectly. Right? It looked like your putter was a little off. No, I like to hit an open club face on par 5s.
That putt will drop. Well done.
Yeah, it's kind of my thing. Let's keep it bogey free.
Tee,
Let's not lose focus.
Leads by 2.
I need to settle down, right? Focus up. This is why it's probably a good thing I don't have coffee today. That energy hits me at the end, and I get a little too fired up.
15th hole.
Long par 4, back down the hill. Fairway tilts from right to left. Second shot to a green that chases away from you. But be mindful, that water in the back comes into play should any shots chase away from you.
I will say, our ball striking today has been really good. Like, when we're missing barely off that perfect region, and we happen to be missing in the same direction. So, like, our makes are on, like, our good strikes are on, and our not-so-great strikes are still on the right mark, right? They're missing at the opposite spots, so that's how it is sometimes, and I will take that. It's 227. This is a tough green to hit into. You better believe I am not going up to a 3-1. I am not risking hitting that off on firm surfaces. So what I'm going to do is hit a 2-iron here. And no, actually, no. Because look, that's not a safe shot. That's going to be right here. That's a short-sided chip, which is not easy. It's got to be a partial 3-wood, and we got to trust ourselves. If we don't trust ourselves, who will, right? Going to come off to the left. I'm going to draw it slightly into the wind. Hit that slope. Hit the slope. Hit the slope. Go right to left. Go right to left. This is such a tough golf hole. This is one of the toughest ones on this course. That long par 3 and then this hole right here. Very challenging, especially in the wind we're in.
A very long putt coming up. Okay, John, what do you see with this putt?
I think this is going to move pretty hard left to right.
Yeah, you don't say, John. It definitely is. I'm going to play this safe to like 23 feet. Don't want to roll this out too far, but I'm also going to make it. It's going to break more than you think down the slope. Especially where I'm hitting it softer. Cut.
Do we think that one will
Solid
stay on
read.
the green? A par putt coming up.
I think it'll stay on the green, Andrew. We didn't hit it that hard. What?
No change atop the leaderboard after that hole.
Ryan Gamer 7 under. Xander Schauffele 4. Ben Coles 4.
The final par 3 at Lone Grove is the 16th.
My favorite par 3 on this course by a long shot. Not long in length, fraught with danger with all the bunkers. However, birdies can be had if you find this tiny target.
This is the way. A little loft. A little steep angle of attack. Hit it up off that backboard and send it right back. You could tell I was just a little off on that swing. You all saw me kept pulling the club back. Just kidding. No, that's exactly what I was trying to do.
That was such a skillful shot. Taking the bunker out of play. Now safely on the green.
Don't forget to leave your perfectly calculated comments on hole 16. Definitely was trying to do that.
This putt would move the score to 8 under par.
Y'all saw me keep pulling the club back. Is Ryan ever going to swing?
Setting up this putt 11 feet from the cup.
Because I know if you hit it in that bunker, you may be getting a double. 11 feet uphill, 2 inches. We hit that out of that bunker by 2 inches probably. That was insane.
It starts off on a good line.
Get in!
That one goes
Come
to the
on!
bottom of the cup.
Look at that scorecard, everybody. What a front 9 and what a back 9. Bogey free so far, 8 under.
Our featured player continues to look good out there, currently in first place.
So a lot of players left to play, right? You got to point that out.
The 17th hole is a short par 4.
This brings all the excitement you could ever want in a major championship. A drivable
we don't have to power drive yet.
Massive green. You can find the green, but birdie is not guaranteed. Do you lay it up or do you go
with the
for
stinger,
it?
you think? We don't have it upgraded. I'm not doing it. I'm just going to do a shallow, slight de-lofted shot and try to get more roll. I don't think we're going to get there even with this wind. I tried to crush it. That's a 102 with increased rhythm.
Such a pure swing.
Yeah, it's about as far as we're going to get up there. Hopefully we're in good range here for a flop shot or maybe a pitch shot. Might be pitch.
Here's the second on 17.
So we're 27 yards away. I don't think flop shot is the way. 50-degree flop. Upslope, no, I don't like it. Pitching wedge flop on the upslope. I kind of do like it, but I don't like the swing. I think it's got to be the pitch. A little bit of backspin, a little bit of loft. That's really poor. Left it way too short. I was just, you don't see an underswing by me too much.
We've got 15 feet to the cup.
There it was, and it happened to come at a bad time.
Birdie run.
Easiest hole on the course right here.
Green side. What do you see in this putt?
Okay, my money is on a right to lefter.
Yeah, Henny's right. 15 feet, uphill 1 inch. One time, everybody. Drop your one times right now. Let's get to 9 under.
This is tracking right into
Get
the
in!
front of this cup.
Come on!
Getting set for the next hole. A quick look at the leaderboard.
We are
and
dialed
it's a
in on these
four-shot
greens.
Advantage for our leader. The finishing hole at Lone Grove is a par 4.
These pin
Tons
locations
of room off
are
the tee out to the
very
right-hand
simple.
side. However, for
Pin
the
location
shortest
number 1,
second
very
shot,
simple.
hug the trees down the left. From there, an uphill shot to a green that slopes severely from back to front.
Nice little draw. It's kind of risky, right? If I miss that into those trees, it's a nightmare. But I'm confident right now. The swing is on. I mean, we can get to 10 under. My typical score here per round in 2K23 was like 8 under or 9 under. Played really well here.
Ball left to right.
And it continues here in 2K25. 160 yards. Uphill 34 feet here. Gonna draw this right into that wind. What's our side slope? We don't really have a side slope here. Now, I will say, maybe a little bit right to left, but the issue here is the upslope. I like the club, though. Draw it, let the wind pull it back. Wow.
Drawing it in there beautifully.
Did I misread the foot lie? The swing path was perfect. The contact was perfect. Rhythm and transition do not affect right to left movement.
There. That's a safe
and
shot.
yeah, the wind, but
this putt to get to 10 under. Henny is right there.
He's staring down 23 feet here.
Did I fade that on accident instead of drawing it? No, I didn't, because I moved it to the right barely. And for us, it may say fade, but it's basically a draw. So if I barely move it to the right with our shaping and our player build, it basically draws. Okay, here we go to get to 10 under, everybody. 23 feet, downhill 4 inches. More break at the beginning than the end here. Visualize the ball rolling. One time.
This one on a good line.
Nope.
That one needs to hit a house.
It's the foot
Not a
lie
bad
sent
effort
it,
right there
and
from
I
long range.
misread the
Big
beginning
breaking putt.
break.
He just
I know I said it was
didn't
going to
quite read
break
it
more
right,
at the beginning.
but it'll be an easy par.
But yeah, just didn't quite read it right. But I mean, that's an incredible round. 9 under. Are you kidding me? That's insane. Our first major tournament round. 9 under. Let's see what the rest of the field does, everybody.
Here's a look at the leaderboard at the end of round 1, and he finds himself in first place.
Not bad whatsoever, but still just the opening day. Lots of golf left to play. However, it does give you a little boost of confidence going forward, knowing that right now you're at the top of your form, your game is good, and you're in a good space.
Yeah, I mean, what Rich said there is so true. We have to realize, though, this is just round 1. Like, we played great. We were locked in. We've had great round 1s before, and then we struggled later in the tournament. But we played that course in high winds today. Firm, fast conditions, and we dominated. The putter was hot. The approach shots were hot. We were just firing on all cylinders and posted a 9 under par. We now have a 3-stroke advantage going into round number 2, and we need it. Wyndham Clark in second place. Xander Schauffele had an eagle hole out, but he struggled down the stretch. A 5 under. Ben Coe's 5 under. Colin Morikawa, Tommy Fleetwood, Victor Hovland, Justin Thomas, Patton Kizzire, if I'm saying his name correctly. Probably not. And Tom Kim had a really rough day out there, our rival. +7. That is rough. We've all been there, right? That's golf sometimes. And I said, if you miss your spots there, you're in trouble. But honestly, those pins played very good today. But we have to give ourselves a lot of credit because that wind was tough. Firm and fast conditions was tough with those wins, but we played it to perfection. We played smart golf, focused golf, and we got the job done. There's 3 rounds left, though, everybody. This is far from over. Ryan Gamer has never lost at Lone Grove Golf Course in PGA 2K21 or PGA 2K23. I do not believe Ryan Gamer has lost this tournament. I do want to say there was one time when Ryan Gamer played this course and fell apart in the final round when we had like a 4 or 5 stroke lead. But we have a pretty good history here at Lone Grove Golf Course. And we got to keep that history going right here in PGA Tour 2K25. What a start, everybody. We got to take a look at those event stats, though, and the scorecard, obviously. That scorecard was Birdie City. Whoever called in the new Birdie Train company, thank you, you legends. That Birdie Train was rolling today. I mean, I don't think we need to switch companies ever again. Let's take a look at this Birdie Train. That was insane. And no bogeys, everybody. How do you win tournaments? Bogey-free golf. 5 under on the front, a 4 under on the back. That is 9 birdies on the day. That's just phenomenal stuff. A 63 on the scorecard, a 9 under. That's just insane. Like, wow. I am very proud of the way we just played, right? I'm very proud of that, and as we should be. And we can't rest. We have to stay dialed in round number 2. We got to play focused golf. We got to get the job done, everybody. This tournament is far from over, and we have to keep remembering that. 85 fairways. That's incredible. 100 greens. A big problem in our losses recently. The reason we haven't won are a couple reasons. Number 1, bogeys. But that's due to greens and regulation not being good. So number 2, and then proximity to hole not being good. Look what we did today. 85 fairways, 100 gers, believe it or not. 21 proximity to hole. That's 100 gers in high winds as well. Those winds were not easy. And putting was exceptional. The putter's back, everybody. You love to see it. And birdie conversion rate of 50%. That's amazing. Scrambling, we didn't have to worry about it. We didn't miss a green. Never before seen here on the Gamer Ability YouTube channel. 9 birdies, 9 pars. That is a fantastic round. Some people would call that a perfect round. Just phenomenal stuff. But let's stay focused, everybody. Stay focused just like we did today in round number 2. If I lose focus for a second, we will lose this tournament, and we will lose this tournament by a long shot. Thank you all so much for watching this video to the end. If you got some enjoyment, drop a like. It really helps the channel. Subscribe for more. You can check the full playlist out in the video description below. And you can also find my other past and present career mode series as well there. You'll see tons of content for College Football 26 starting on July 7th. So be ready for that. I cannot wait. We'll have a career mode. We'll have a dynasty, maybe a couple of dynasties. We'll see. I cannot wait for College Football 26, my most anticipated game of the year, sports-wise. So I can't wait for that one. But I'll see you in the next video. As always, have a fantastic day, everybody.